All right. Howdy, folks. It is our favorite time of the month. It is the 15th, and it is the day that Criterion announces the films that are going to be coming out on the Criterion Collection in just a few months' time. This time, we're talking about March 2026. That's about all the intro you need. You clicked on this video. Let's get into it. I'm going to be running through all of the titles that they just announced today. Let me know down in the comments which one you are looking forward to the most. All right, so for purposes of this video, I am blurring out the bottom half of my screen so we can keep it a little bit of a secret what's coming up. But up first, we have a film by Sui Hark called The Blade. This is something I have never heard of before. Looks to be some sort of maybe kung fu action film. All right, let's just read the little blurb here. Among the boldest accomplishments of Hong Kong cinema's golden age, this uniquely visceral martial arts movie puts a gritty new spin on the story of the one-armed swordsman. I didn't even know that that was a story, but I'm here for it. An iconic figure from the moment he was introduced by the Shaw Brothers studio in 1967, composed in a whirlwind of immersive close-ups and fractured editing, The Blade follows the young sword maker Ding On, played by Vincent Zhao, who, after losing an arm in an ambush, transforms himself into a furious avenger with its intentionally disorienting stylization and starkly brutal tone. The Blade was a rare commercial disappointment for Sui Hark, but it has since been reclaimed as one of the director's most radical visions, a tour de force of action expressionism, and a scathing reappraisal of the wuxia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, genre's code of masculinity that achieves a feverish intensity. Oh boy, I did not know that I wanted this in my life or needed this in my life, but that sounds incredible to me. So this is a 4K Blu-ray that we are getting for The Blade. I love that title too. When I first saw it, I was like, are they releasing the Wesley Snipes Blade movies? But no, it is The Blade. We get some cool special features like alternate English dub track, New York Asian Film Festival Q&A from 2011, a video essay from filmmakers Taylor Ramos and Tony Zhao. Oh, Tony Zhao from Every Frame a Painting. Oh, interesting. Okay, Every Frame a Painting. That was a big YouTube channel for me growing up. And Tony Zhao has been on to bigger and better things. We got audio commentary. We get a whole documentary featuring the director, the co-screenwriter, and actor. Wow. All right, let's look at some stills from this. I'm not going to play this little trailer, but wow. Really vibrant colors and really nice grainy. Look at that blood. Wow. Yeah, I am 100% going to check this out. The kung fu or the martial arts genre in general is one that I'm pretty ignorant of, and I need to do some more work and watch some more of these. And honestly, The Blade might be a pretty interesting entry point. So come March 31st, which is when this will become available, I'm probably going to end up picking up The Blade. All right, next up is a film that I've never heard of, and I'm excited to talk about it. I am, of course, talking about A Man and a Woman, directed by Claude Lelouch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Lelouch. It's from France. So Claude Lelouch's Academy Award-winning international sensation is a paragon of swooning cinematic romanticism and 1960s chic against the rain-swept backdrop of the Normandy coast. Two widowed single parents, race car driver Jean-Louis and film script supervisor Anne, find themselves falling for each other. But are they ready to move on from the shadows of their former lovers? Reveling in its star's chemistry and unfolding as a sublime swirl of shifting film stocks, whirling camera work, and time and space collapsing editing, all set to Francis Lay's unforgettable score. A Man and a Woman Endures is one of the most intoxicating love stories ever told. I can't believe I've never heard of this. It's from 1966. It's coming in a Blu-ray form, new 2K digital restoration, new interview, making of documentary, shot on location, archival footage. This sounds really cool. I love a good romance, and I feel like I've been loving them more and more as I get older. So this sounds really, really cool to me. Sublime swirl of shifting film stocks, whirling camera work, and time and space collapsing editing. That really piqued my interest right there. I don't know if anyone out there can relate, but that sounds really interesting and really fascinating to me. There's also a short film by Lelouch on here with an introduction. And let's run through some of the stills here. All right. Wow. Look at this guy. That's the actor who's in Michael Haneke's Amour. I hope I'm correct about that. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. Yeah, this looks really good. And also, I do love the cover design. The cover designs are generally always pretty amazing. But yeah, this looks pretty beautiful. And it's coming out right after, I mean, I guess it's a month after Valentine's Day, but it seems like a nice little love story for Valentine's Day for you to pick up for you and your special someone back home. All right, moving on to the next one. This is a big one. This is the biggest one. This is the one that everyone's going to be talking about. I'm probably going to annoy some people and say that this isn't really one that I'm incredibly looking forward to. I'm glad that it is getting a release. Let's just figure out what it is first. I'm, of course, talking about Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. This was a film that I really liked upon release, but it definitely wasn't one of my favorites of 2023 when it came out. I think I had my issues with it, but overall, I think Martin Scorsese has just been on an incredible run in the 21st century, and Killers of the Flower Moon just kind of maybe isn't in the top ranking of my Scorsese 21st century movies or movies post Wolf of Wall Street. Let's make it a little bit more simple since Wolf of Wall Street. I have a feeling that most people watching this already kind of know what this movie's about, so I'm not going to read the whole blurb. Really do love this cover. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that. This is going to come in 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD. That's exciting. This was, I guess, produced by Apple. So it's exciting that we're going to be getting a full physical media release of this movie because they've been releasing movies, but not out physically, which was always a thorn in my side. And we do get some pretty cool special features like, let's see, new documentary featuring Scorsese, actors Leonardo DiCaprio, Lily Gladstone, author David Gran, Osage Nation Principal Chief Jeffrey Standing Bear, Osage cultural consultant John Williams, editor Thelma Schoonmaker, and other members of the cast and crew. I mean, hell yeah, I'm excited about a whole documentary. You get that song that was nominated for Best Original Song at the Academy Awards, a documentary illuminating the film's final shot featuring Scorsese, Chief Standing Bear, and 6 members of the Osage Nation. Excerpted archival interview and director of photography Rodrigo Prieto. Excerpts from 2023 Cannes Film Festival press conference, short program on the cover art, plus an essay by Vincent Cunningham and film programmer Adam Purin. I know that this one is going to be one that a lot of people are excited about. It's probably the one that's going to garner the most attention and people are going to flock to it. And I feel like this happens every single month. There's usually one release that everyone's looking forward to more than the others. I can't really say that I'm going to pick this up immediately. Again, Killers of the Flower Moon I thought was really good. It didn't blow me away like it blew a lot of other people away. But in case anyone hasn't really seen anything from this movie, we got some stills down below. The cinematography, I will hand it to it, is pretty phenomenal. And the story itself is worth telling. And I'm glad that someone did tell it. And I'm glad that it was someone that's as accomplished and as proven to be a incredible director as Martin Scorsese. So yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon coming March 24th, 2026. All right, the next 3 coming in March are also ones that I have not even heard of. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about them. Starting with this film right here, Classe to Risque, directed by Claude Sautet, who's a filmmaker I've never even heard of. This came out in 1960 in France, Italy. So I guess it's a French and Italian production. Let's read the blurb here. After hiding out in Milan for nearly a decade, fugitive gangland chief Abel Davos sneaks back to Paris with his children despite a death sentence hanging over his head, accompanied by appointed guardian Eric Stark, Jean-Paul Belmondo from Breathless, and beset by backstabbing former friends, Abel begins a throat-grabbing, soul-searching journey through the post-war Parisian underworld, a character study of a career criminal at the end of his rope. This rugged noir from Claude Sautet is a highlight of 1960s French cinema. All right, well, as a huge fan of French cinema and the history of French cinema, I absolutely am going to check this out. You also really grabbed me by saying that Jean-Paul Belmondo is in this. I just love him. He's just got one of the greatest faces in all of cinema history. So it looks like there was a DVD of this in the collection already, which you can get, but the Blu-ray and the 4K are becoming available now. On here, we get some special features, interview with Classe du Risque novelist and co-screenwriter Jose Giovanni, archival interview footage featuring actor Lino Ventura discussing his career. We get essays from filmmaker Bertrand Tavernier. I'm excited to check this out. Again, I think if you are interested, like I am, in French cinema, this should be of interest to you. And yeah, it's cool. Even basing it on the images down below, it looks like it's going to have this really kind of sleek crime feel to it. And I don't know, I'm excited to dive into 1960s French crime film. Classe du Risque. What is that? What does that translate to? Looks like the class you risk. Oh, that's not right. What? All risks class. Oh, that's not right. Hang on. Stop it. All risk class. All right. I don't really know what that means. Maybe it's a phrase that I don't know about. All right. So up next is another film that I have never heard of. It is by director Lynn Littman. It is a film called Testament. I know nothing about this. I know nothing about Lynn Littman. This came out in 1983, and it looks like it's becoming available for the first time on Blu-ray. No 4K for this one. Taking a hauntingly intimate approach to an often sensationalized subject, The Singular Testament depicts one family's daily life in the wake of nuclear devastation. After an atomic attack near her small California town, Carol Weatherly, Jane Alexander, in a fearlessly vulnerable Oscar-nominated performance, must find the strength to care for her 3 children as the family contend with radiation sickness and the realization that their close-knit community will never be the same. Wow. This sounds super interesting. With a diaristic focus on the emotional toll of unimaginable events, director Lynn Littman puts forth a wrenchingly humane vision of what it means to go on living in a shattered world. Whoa, this sounds really interesting. I kind of wish, I don't really know about this cover here. It doesn't really tell you anything, or maybe it tells you everything that you need to know if you've seen the film. I haven't seen this, but this cover is giving me nothing, but that blurb immediately made me interested in whatever Lane Littman is cooking up in this movie. We get some special features, new conversation between Lane Littman, 2 documentaries by Littman, made in collaboration with anthropologist Barbara Meyerhoff. Cool. Testament at 20, Nuclear Thoughts, archival programs featuring interviews with cast and crew, audio recordings of actor Jane Alexander reading the short story The Last Testament, on which the film is based. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is kind of really fascinating. Let's look at some of the photos here. Real grainy imagery. And if you're like me, like to shoot on film, we love the grain. This seems really interesting to me. I'm curious what kind of like the style is. I'm not going to play the trailer for you all on here. You could all check that out on the Criterion website. But yeah, this definitely seems really interesting and also seems kind of maybe more prescient than we would like to admit. Almost like something you could make as a double feature with the film House of Dynamite that came out earlier this year. All right, and last but not least, we have our final film, which is a filmmaker I've heard of, but not a film of his that I've heard of. I'm, of course, talking about Louis Buñuel's Viridiana. I don't know how to pronounce that. Viridiana. I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, let's read the blurb. Banned in Spain and denounced by the Vatican upon its premiere, Louis Buñuel's irreverent vision of life as a beggar's banquet is regarded by many as his masterpiece. In it, novice nun Viridiana does her utmost to maintain her Catholic principles, but her lecherous uncle, Fernando Rey, and a motley assemblage of paupers force her to confront the limits of her idealism. Winner of the Palme d'Or at the 1961 Cannes Film Festival, Viridiana is as audacious today as ever. I've never even heard of this. So this was available, I guess, in the collection as a DVD, but it is now going to be on Blu-ray and 4K. And Louis Buñuel is one of those filmmakers whose work I haven't studied nearly enough of. I've seen a couple of his films, definitely watched a few back in college. But he's one of those filmmakers I think I gotta get back into. This film is also available on the Criterion channel if anyone wants to watch it ahead of its release, which I know some people do. They want to watch it before they commit to buying a 4K or a Blu-ray. We do get some special edition features like interviews with actor Sylvia Pinal film scholar Richard Porton. Excerpt from the 1964 episode of Cinéaste du Notre Temps on director Louis Buñuel's early career. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. The blurb didn't excite me as much as some of the others in the new announcements. But you know what? Louis Buñuel is considered a master and is considered one of the greats. And I guess I'm excited to watch this kind of this maybe surrealist or absurdist take on Catholicism in Spain. I don't know. Seems pretty interesting to me. Let me know if you think it's interesting to you. But yeah, those are these 6 titles being released from Criterion in March of 2026. We have The Blade, A Man and a Woman, Killers of the Flower Moon, Class to Risk, Testament, and Viridiana. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Viridiana. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me know in the comments if I'm pronouncing that right. And also, while you're down there, let me know which one you are looking forward to the most. If I'm being completely honest, the one that I'm looking forward to the most is probably The Blade. I think that sounds really cool. Then probably Killers of the Flower Moon. Then maybe Testament. Testament definitely also piqued my interest. But I want to check out all of these when they become available. They're coming out in March. You can go check them out on the Criterion website. Once you're done down in the comments letting me know which one you're looking forward to, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell to be notified when new videos come out on this very channel. I'm going to start doing this every single month, talking about the new title announcements as they come out. So let me know if you guys are liking that on this channel. And then when you're done with all of that, don't forget to follow me on Letterboxd so you can see what I'm watching when I'm watching it. And I'll see you all next time.